It's alleged, but supposedly from a bunch of sources, we got She-Hulk season 2 is happening.
No.
Moon Knight season 2 is happening.
Yay.
And Miss Marvel season 2 is happening.
Yay. Is that going to be a continuation of Captain Marvel?
I think it is. I think Feige's doing, again, the opposite of the Warner Brothers and now going to double down and go, we don't care if that movie was a disappointment because the next part's going to be better and you're going to see it.
Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down starts playing.
Like, we're going to keep making it. We don't care if you show up at this point. We're just going to keep...
I hope they correct with the... season 2 of She-Hulk and actually get some people who know what a legal drama is and working because the comedy worked.
It did. Most of the show was great.
But just I needed like the Netflix Daredevil law part.
What I hope they do is take the
like My Cousin Vinny, like just even
stuff,
that level.
They said that's what the Daredevil show was in the middle of becoming and why they scrapped it. So if they take those plot points and maybe come over here to She-Hulk and make it more of a legal drama while you make the Daredevil show more of a Daredevil show.
Because She-Hulk doesn't really need to be in action. That's the whole point of She-Hulk. She doesn't want to be She-Hulk.
No, I know.
Yeah. This movie's like, be She-Hulk. You're hired to be She-Hulk. Or that show.
Right.
Yeah. And now we're like season 2. Okay, I hope they can correct because they broke. She's like,
they broke the show and almost ruined all of the MCU. And I honestly feel like it's the reason we're at where we're at.
The finale.
Right now.
The finale.
That was the start of this chain reaction of, oh my God, what's happening with the MCU?
It definitely dissuaded people, and definitely the MCU
stuff that came out.
Anarchists out there are.
What is it? Tatia? How do you say her name?
Tatiana Maslany.
She's amazing.
Yeah. She is great.
We both are on record saying how much we love her as in everything, not just She-Hulk.
She's just voicing like the CGI She-Hulk half the time. It's like,
true.
No.
She's great when
no.
she's her, yeah, but by the end of the show, she's barely her and she's just She-Hulk.
Yeah. So. It's like, no. Give me She-Hulk when she's like fighting and then like maybe in the courtroom when it calls for it, you know? I like hulking out at times, but not
always
all
She-Hulk.
the time.
I have to be She-Hulk at work.
Especially when it looks like a 6 out of 10. You know, it's not the worst thing ever, and it definitely looks better as your eyes adjust to it.
Right.
But, like, that first trailer, it was like, what is this fucking Shrek-looking ass?
You're right, though. If you save the her being She-Hulk for only, like, 3 or 4 episodes of 5-minute chunks, you don't have to animate 10 episodes worth of 10 minutes of She-Hulk.
You save money on the budget. You get Tatiana Maslany on there, and people go, "Oh, I like how she looks," instead of the garbage She-Hulk design. You know, just right out the gate, you're better off.
She-Hulk is sitting next to Hulk, and Hulk looks like he's from a different movie in the same
because they just
show.
used the Endgame asset, and they said, "Yoink!"
Like, why does he look better than her? And they're supposed to be next to each other when it looks out of place. Like that looks like a video game next to a real character.
It looks super out of place.
Bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want Moon Knight season 2. I don't know if I want that. I
want Moon Knight and other things, but again, like, where do you plug in if he hasn't touched any of the universe
yet? Which is why I think we're going to get a season 2 because it doesn't intersect with anything, and we're going to have to get closure on him killing.
What's her face?
What's his name? Who Ethan,
the other god?
Ethan Hawke.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Which he didn't die because Ethan Hawke's already said he's coming back somehow.
He back at the end, or who's someone?
They pick him up in the limo and he turns and he's his other alter ego and he shoots him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They don't show the gunshot on
right.
camera.
Don't you want a season 2? It's like
you couldn't even remember. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The Marvels. I really enjoy the Marvels.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
She was the best part about the recent Marvel movie.
And I'll take another show of her.
Yep. I will take totally another show. And if the lowest rated box office movie of all MCU history, and they still are like, give her a show. Give her a season 2.
Yeah.
Because out of all those negatives, everyone was like...
Everybody praised her.
I like the family, and Iman Vellani is...
amazing.
Perfect as Miss Marvel, so...
And I think she's going to be a bridger to the X-Men. I really do. I think
Kate Bishop in the Miss Marvel season 2.
I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
Do that. And then make it Young Avengers.
I think Young Avengers is going to end up being a gigantic Disney Plus super thing. I don't think they go theater with that. I truly don't. But Bob Iger said something really stupid since we're on all this, and it's become a little Marvel-gasm here, about how the Marvels failed because there wasn't any supervision, and they let them do whatever they want. And I'm like, no, the Marvels was actually... I can't believe that's what they think was
the Marvels didn't really have anything to do with, like, any of the other MCU.
They tried to make a romp, which is what people were begging for, which is why I still can't believe the reactions to that movie and the reviews for that movie.
All the Marvel movies that have come out this year have basically been comedies, and everybody's like, grumble, grumble, rumble, rumble. And it's like, that's what you're like, where's the comedy? And then, like, Ragnarok happened, and then, like, everyone was like, this movie is perfect. And I'm over here like, it's all right. You know, that meme of the guy or whatever.
Yeah, you were a little harsh on Ragnarok compared to most people.
Yeah, because it starts with like immigrant song, and it's like,
well, that's another. The trailer
all
made
this
you
other
think it was going to be
BS. Yeah, and I like the Sakaar stuff, and the Hulk stuff was good. But then it was like you set an expectation of this comedy level, and then it was like, well, we still have like
serious stakes,
Infinity War and Endgame to get through, where it's like, people die, universe gone,
quick,
things
kill off,
bad, everything's bad, everything sucks, everything's bad, and then it's like music planet, and then like, what if Spider-Man went to Rome, you know, and it's just like, guys, we just did this serious bullshit, so you got to bring it back to like phase. That's what the promise was. It's like they didn't just go back to like a phase 1. It's like, well, now we're just like,
well, because you're in the mix,
spinning wheels.
You're in the middle of mixing up, trying to go back grounded again with finishing other original
plot lines,
phase 1 and 2 stuff like Guardians and Ant-Man and things.
and Captain America stuff, and what's Spider-Man doing with the death of Iron Man and all this shit. And then it's like, half the movies that have come out since have been comedies.
You're right.
Like
Guardians was probably
Eternals.
The heaviest tone that wasn't Eternals.
Eternals was probably the least comedy out of
right.
them.
I would say Guardians obviously had a lot of comedic elements, but it was heavy compared to a lot of the other
still pretty
MCU
heavy.
movies.
Yeah, Guardians 3 and Eternals have probably been the most serious in 15 movies since Endgame.
You're right. I mean, No Way Home is as serious as it could be with a multiverse crossover with multiple Spider-Men fighting.
But it was still
William
like
Dafoe.
burp, burp, burp.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it was
you
a
fought an alien
movie,
Peter with
but
Peter.
but they went full meme for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like, guys, this is the problem that people are like disrespecting the MCU about, and it's like when you keep making comedies that people said they wanted, which now I guess they don't because Thor 4 came out and now everyone hates Taika Waititi. And it's like, but you loved Ragnarok, so that makes no sense.
So he's had to come out, and say things like, "Oh, I didn't even want to do the movie, and they, I took it because I needed a paycheck."
Yeah,
and you think that's true? Because I don't personally think it is. I think he's probably hurt by the reaction. Because
I would be.
Ragnarok, oh my God, do 100 Thor movies. And he's like, and then he does one more and they're like, don't come back.
And then Chris Hemsworth was even like, I'll do 10,000 movies like this.
Yeah, and then he's like, we need to change the tone.
We need to change the tone.
I don't Taika to come back.
Thor gets 2 movies and then a tone change. We can't do that. It's not sustainable. And maybe just you could have taken out Thor at Endgame. You didn't even have to do Thor 4. No one needed a Thor 4. Yeah.
He wants to be Dark Thor. He wants to be like
Dark Thor. Gore. Oh wait, that's already a character. Yeah, that was a little Marvel-gasm. I might snap that up and package it as a little bow and
boom,
toss it on a Tuesday vid. You know, Marvel Tues. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm lukewarm on the finale, but I'm super positive on the rest of the show. So I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. In that it would be an 8, but I did not like the finale, even though, and I know I'm gonna hate for it, but even though it was leading to that and it only had to be that way, it's like I just didn't like it.